Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Spent another $8 to upgrade to the new Deluxe Edition. Not quite sure what that adds to the game, but I think we have some new vehicle types, which is cool. In any case, it's a nice game, and I am generally willing to buy DLC for any game that I already have in my library to make sure it's complete. So, what we want to do today, if we can, is build a railway. That's kind of what I want to do. Only thing is, railroads are quite expensive. So I think we probably ought to wait to do that until we have around maybe $5 million. Got 2.5 million right now, so we'll try to double that with our existing network of road transportation. And then got to figure out where the rail line will ultimately go. I was thinking of having a railroad that would connect the Fairfield fuel refinery with Helena. We haven't sent anything to Townsend yet. So Townsend also needs fuel and consumer products. So really what we need to do is we gotta work on expanding our production of fuel here. Do that, we need to get we got to get this oil over to that refinery, and then from the refinery back over to the fuel refinery. Because raw, I guess crude oil has to be refined twice before it's actually able to be used as just regular fuel, finished consumer fuel. So, what is this line? It's the Bozeman oil line. Truck, because before I buy more trucks, I want to make sure that they're actually being used efficiently. Okay, so what is this guy doing? Okay, so he's delivering. Looks good. So it looks like we're getting plenty of oil from the oil well, because that has kind of as much supply as you need. But the trucks are then going to this refinery with oil, but then they don't have enough oil to have a full load. So let's play around with this line just a little bit. I think we're gonna make we're gonna make a new line, a supplemental line. It's going to be from there to there. Okay. And we're going to rename that crude oil. Well, what happened here? Why did it? Well, that's great. Got some things available now suddenly. The game paused itself. Alright, well that's funny. Anyway, let's go back to where I was. Crude oil. Let's say Bozeman crude oil. So these trucks, this line is not providing continued service over to the fuel refinery. It's just servicing the oil refinery. And that is going to be something we buy vehicles for. We could buy a tank truck for $500,000. That's a lot of money. Why does it say expensive? These are not cheap. Okay, well, got a capacity of 21. Yeah, let's buy it. We're gonna do that because we want to modernize. And now that truck is on the crude oil line. That should supplement our delivery. There it is. Don't tell me you're gonna drive all the way down to the other. Yeah, alright. Can we make him... No, in the case of that line, I want... Yeah, I want them to leave Helena West fully loaded. None of that driving over to the other location half full. Burning gas to transport nothing. Okay. That should help us some, because I don't want this refinery never really getting enough oil, and then the fuel refinery as a result never gets enough either. Probably need a second truck for that line too, but let's just let's give it a little bit of time. Gotta spend money to make money in this game. Being my first playthrough, it's been a little bit of a learning experience, and I've been very lackadaisical about how I've run my business. So it's 1966 and we still barely have connected any towns, and we have horse-drawn buggies going back and forth places. It's really not a class act that we have going on here. Like we're not impressing anybody. We'll just put it like that. Not impressing anybody with our level of mastery. That's all right. Boy, it is a beautiful game. The countryside is awesome. The vehicles are so well modeled. If you ever were a kid and you just wanted to play around with little model cars and stuff, like, isn't this like a dream come true? Even their turn signals and stuff work. Like they're real models. They look like they could be a toy truck. So, speaking of that, that's one thing I wanna start investing in. Little physical model toy cars and trucks and stuff that I think are cool. Not just any old thing. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people that's like the Matchbox car collectors that just gets every single stupid looking car just because they want all the Matchbox or all the Hot Wheels cars ever made. Nothing like that. Just some of those cool die-cast model trucks or maybe military tanks. Those are pretty cool. Speaking of that, it's been a while since I've played World of Tanks. I was kind of thinking I might want to give that a try again. I may do that. I may do that later on, even today. I was kind of debated whether I wanted to play World of Tanks or War Thunder. But overall, I've always been more of a fan of the World of Warships, World of Tanks, World of Warplanes games than some of the than War Thunder. But they definitely are both pretty cool games. Then there's that question of, like, is it even really super ethical to be having fun playing war games? War is not really a super good thing. Yeah. But I think in life you have to be you have to have a sort of a duality to your perspective of life. You gotta have fun and kind of see life as a bit of a game. So, yeah, maybe you have a little bit of fun with things that aren't really good. It doesn't mean you're endorsing the things that are bad, but then there is innovation, there's competition, there's so many different things that that go into the history and art of war. It's not just about killing people, it's also something else that's kind of cool. Maybe not good, but it's still cool. We have new vehicles available. Maybe we seem to be doing just fine. $3.5 million right now, so what is this here? An Isuzu Elf TLD-20 tank truck. Capacity of 18. Well, sure. 437,000. Yeah, let's get one. We're gonna get one. We're gonna add it to our crude oil line. So we have two vehicles going back and forth. We just unlocked that vehicle too, so it's kind of cool to be able to see it in action. Better look at it. That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. This game is like a spiritual successor to Transport Tycoon. I wouldn't say it's better than Transport Tycoon. I would say it's almost the same as Transport Tycoon, just with all the modern bells and whistles and graphics. I do think that city builders would stand to benefit from taking the cue from a game like this, though, because the cars are so well modeled and the sense of realism is there. Like, if you just could somehow fuse more of the elements of like city skylines into a game like this, it could stand to be a really amazing experience to be able to be really granular about following individual vehicles as they make their way around. City Skylines tried to do that to a degree, but Despite being the best city builder on the market, I would say City Skylines winds up being just a little bit messy in a way. The best things about City Skylines are what the modding community did with it. But in other ways, it was thematically and visually not necessarily always perfect. So, super excited to see what Cities Skylines 2 winds up being all about. Since apparently we are going to be getting that game later this year. Alright, so sitting on $3.8 million. And now the Boeing 737 is available. It's pretty awesome. Maybe we could afford to buy another vehicle for this line. We really need to get our fuel business off the ground. I think we'll buy another one of these big tank trucks. Now, my initial thought was that if I could get my fuel refinery to full capacity, then our railway, our first railway, will stop here at the Fairfield fuel refinery, and it'll collect fuel and it'll bring it to Helena, and it'll also bring fuel to Bozeman, and then that would service both of these two towns. Let's take a look at our lines and see how are we doing on profitability. How do we do that? I know I've done it before. Go crazy. You always... Amazing how quick you can forget how to do something. Okay, so our crude oil line seems to be making plenty of money. Our Bozeman oil line is making plenty of money. Helena gas line, not so much. But that could just be because it's early in the year. It's a little bit hard to tell what your profitability is all about, because it's like a month to date or a year to date sort of a number, so it changes, so it can be in the negative, but just because it's early in the month or something of that nature. Okay, so our crude oil line seems to be making more money than anything else. Our horse and buggy line down there, Helena Butte Express, is not making us a lot of money. It might be a good idea at some point for us to retire all of our antiquated vehicles. But I have horse-drawn carriages that are more than 100 years old, and they're still making us some money. So I guess it's all right. It's fine. Just let them be. It'll be what it is. It's fine. $4.6 million in the bank. Let's take a look at our oil refinery. How much oil do we have? Not enough, because the refinery is still eating it up faster than we can drop it off. So, okay, we'll buy another oil truck. Maybe you know what, we'll just do two more oil trucks and add them to the crude oil line. Time to scale up our operation, get modern. There they are. Fully loaded. Another game that I want to play eventually is Workers and Resources, the Soviet city builder. Definitely want to give that a try, give it a solid playthrough eventually. But I have so many other games on my list that I want to get through. That's not really in the super soon roadmap for me. Before I get around to that, I do have to finish the ones I currently have. I still haven't played Tropico, and I have that game in my library, so that'll be a game that we play on this channel too soon. Eventually, rather. Just a matter of getting around to it. And I think that's been my challenge, to really give the games I have a solid, serious playthrough, as opposed to just kind of getting them and then letting them sit there and then not playing them. Maybe we should upgrade our road. Seems like a good idea, doesn't it? What kind of streets can we build? Medium country road, small country road. So no, I don't want to build a road. I want to upgrade. There we go. That's all right. I guess if fuel production is so important to us, we should invest in the infrastructure so that we aren't driving our trucks on dirt roads. I can't upgrade that stretch of road because I have a collision problem. All right, so let's I'm gonna pause the game. And how do I? There we go. Bulldoze. Okay. There we go. And we can upgrade that piece and that piece. I kind of, I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Wasn't sure if I wanted to have a T-shaped intersection or if I just wanted the road to kind of curve. I wonder, maybe I could do both. We went to here, and then we kind of... Let's do that. Just because I think it looks cool. Wonder how long it takes for the trucks to update their pathing. Seems to be immediate, because that truck just immediately decided to use this road because it's shorter. Nice. All right. Things are getting a little more modern, and we have our first $5 million. We have a solid paved road to Bozeman. I think while I'm on the topic of road upgrades, I think we're going to just upgrade this road to Helena too. It's going to be exciting to see our first train line get started. I'm looking forward to that. That'll probably be the next video. What I want to look at now is how's our fuel production going here. Looks like we can scale up by just continuing to buy more oil trucks. Oh, look, we have a Peterbilt. Can it's got a capacity of 25, all cargo types. Well, that's awesome. We're gonna buy one of those. Give it a try. Because that's super cool. And that one we're going to assign to the Bozeman oil line. There it is. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's a big truck to fit in this odd little oil. We've got a full load of oil. It's really kind of amazing that this game has got such high quality models for every vehicle. Like from the horse-drawn carriages to modern vehicles. It's amazing that they managed to have that level of detail for such a broad spectrum of different vehicles and time periods. So it should unload. Yep. So unloading. Yep. So that worked out perfect. Unloaded crude oil, loaded up refined oil, and now on the way to the fuel refinery to make refined fuel with it. So beautiful, I almost want to slow down the game and not play it on high speed, just because it's fun to look at. We now have $7 million. Our business is definitely taking off as we scale up. Allow that truck to make its way. Hopefully I'm not falling behind too much, but I think once all the vehicles get unlocked, it's not like it's really a big deal. We can lag behind and then ultimately build our empire later on. The game doesn't reach an end or anything like that, I don't think. Just goes on, I believe. But after some point, everything's unlocked. It'll be like the year 2200 and we'll still be building railroads, I guess. Probably. Okay, so I like that. I do like the Peterbilt. I'm going to buy another Peterbilt and add that also to the Bozeman oil line. I'm not adding anything else to the Helena fuel line, the transport line that's bringing refined fuels to Helena. I'm not expanding that right now because I want that to be what we use our new train for whenever we get to that point. So right now we're just trying to make sure the refinery is 100% online, and I don't know how much capacity a fully online fuel refinery can support. Like, do we need to tap into more than one in order to support multiple cities, or is one production chain there going to be enough to support multiple towns' demand? We will see that. We will find out as we play. And I guess I'll start to get a little more aggressive here and buy yet another truck. I think we're already at the point where, if we look at profitability, our oil lines are making so much money compared to our other lines. Our old stone moving lines are basically inconsequential. So I think we're going to probably benefit from retiring. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I want to look at like a horse-drawn. Yeah, so here's an ancient buggy of some kind, like a steam-powered wagon. So if we go to finances, what's it costing us? $7,900 a year to run that thing. So now let's look at our Peterbilt and see how much does it cost. So it costs $101,000 a year. So it really seems like that scales pretty much. Well, what I'm saying is the horse-drawn carriage doesn't carry a lot. It's not super productive, but it also doesn't cost us much. So leaving them in service is not really hurting us any, as far as I can tell anyway. Definitely a lot to learn about the nuance of this game. I also feel like maybe I need to feel like it looks kind of awkward the way the trucks struggle to turn around there. So I just kind of looking at that, wondering if maybe it would make sense for us to expand this terminal a little bit. And then I also wonder we go to roads, and then we kind of make a service road that connects from the backside. I don't know if that helps us or not. We're just going to give it a try, because it's kind of weird how they all turn in there, and then they do a U-turn. Seems kind of awkward. Now that really doesn't really seem to make a difference. They still want to come in the front. They do not want to enter from the back. So we're going to just go ahead and say that's a failed experiment. We don't need this street. We just may have demolished a few trees for no good reason, though. That's alright. I wonder if they'll grow back. That's an interesting question. And now we're up to $12 million. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap on this video and say we've got a pretty successful oil refining business going on now. And in our next video, we're going to be working on building our very first train to connect Bozeman Fuel Refinery and the town of Helena. So, until next time, thank you for for watching.